Good morning. It's 46 minutes past 11 o'clock East African Standard Time. This is Punchline Africa TV, broadcasting all the way from Nairobi on Tuesday, the 3rd of May 2022, the year of our Lord. First, I want to thank all of you for having followed our programs for the last 6 years. As we come towards the end of this session of the elections in 2022 in August, several factors and several things have mushroomed or come up in Nairobi, in Kenya, have sprung up obstacles that we never anticipated. The voters register is delayed, cleaning of it is illegal. So many petitions are being filed in court and you cannot stop a petition until it is complete. So the question of elections in Kenya remains a divisive factor until we see the real counting of votes after the end on 22 August 10th. But there is one matter that has come to our attention. And let me do one takeaway, then we can discuss briefly with our panelists, Gladwell Kiragu, Daniel Wesonga, and my co-host, Miriam Ogutu. Across the continent of Africa, running mates are always assumed to be the next in line to become the president or prime minister of that country in case something happens to the prime minister or the president or the person heading that state. The question of a deputy or a vice has rocked so many countries across the continent of Africa. As it rocks during nomination, it also rocks during the tenure of office itself. Kenya is not an exception. In Kenya, we have the same problem as we stand now. The deputy president is not on good terms with the president. They are not talking. They have emerged serious differences of methodology on how to do their work and how to do work. Each has got his own way of doing his work. President has stuck on his ground to continue working, while the deputy is busy doing politics across the continent and the country. But one thing that intrigues me up to today is the question of running mate. Both parties in Kenya have a headache of running mate, of having which one to choose, which one to leave, which region can you live, and which region can you choose to be part and parcel. I want to state that there is only one probative value, political probative value, that when you are choosing a candidate, the factor which is very important is the political probative value. The value to know how many votes, the value to know how trusted, the value to know whether your candidate is popular across the country, wherever you are. It is not a matter of gender, age, and other factors. It is a matter of how many votes can come in if you chose that particular person to help you to look in the quest for your votes. I therefore find it very interesting for the people of Kenya that at this moment, Raila Amolo Odinga and William Samoei Ruto, who are the leading contenders contenders of the election for 2022 have not made up their minds. Each is playing cat and mouse hide game to see who blinks first. But whether you see who blinks first or not, there are signs that show which type of candidate you should pick as a running mate. Will this candidate be able to converse together with you and pull the crowd, pull the voters to the ballot box? Probative value. Without probative value, a candidate remains as useless. A running mate remains as useless as the stone cast in Mount Kilimanjaro. So probative value is one of the factors that is used in determining what value does a candidate have, what percentage is he going to bring in the entire exercise. So for me, I will not comment on the type of candidates that are there. We have Kalonzo Musyoka, we have Martha Karua. The other side, we have so many candidates that they have tried to put forward from the newspaper readings. But surely the only candidate that can come out as national is Mudavadi, who can marshal, and maybe the Speaker of National Assembly. They can marshal the crowds. They are known everywhere. So that is my submission as far as my opinion, that if we are to choose a candidate for running mate, we must bear in mind probative value, political probative value. I submit. Back to you, Miriam, in the studio.
Very well. Thank you so much. I don't know if the rest of the panelists could want to add and help pick on what you just said and build on that. Gladwell Kiragu.
Thank you so much, Miriam. I actually don't think there's something I can add. Doka said it all.
Okay. Daniel Wesunga.
Thank you so much, Miriam. And also, I'm of the opinion that I'm going to be diluting that. I think that was really summed up in a very, very clear and a very, very explanatory way.
Okay. Javen, I don't know if Javen is still with us.
No, he's not.
All right. And of course, what you just talked about was also captured on the headline on the Star newspaper today. It is a battle for the deputy presidency in both Azimio and Kenya Kwanza Alliance. And on the Star newspaper, the main headline, battle in Ruto camp over the running mate. And that has been also the battle in Azimio. And yesterday, Doc, we saw during the burial of the daughter of UDA chairperson Mudhama, who died, and he was being buried yesterday, and that became a political ground yesterday. And I think some Kamba leaders from that area were saying that to have Kalonzo go through this, this process in Azimio, to submit himself and be interviewed by the likes of Junet, so that as they, get the suitable deputy president for Azimio, it felt as if it's Madharau, what they called Madharau, and they're saying that even from the papers today, allies of Kalonzo in Azimio are saying, from his Wiper party, are saying no, he should not go through this process. So that is something that Azimio has to contend with.
Miriam, I told you from the word go, I don't like the panel, because it's going to bring us more confusion than before. Didn't I say it here with Song and Graduate? I said I don't like the panel. So they have chosen the panel, and I don't also like the communication from Azimio. I don't know why Raila is not seeing this, but their mass communication with the masses is not the type of Raila that we have known. There's a communication breakdown somewhere where we are not seeing much being pumped into the public. Therefore, I reserve my comments on these issues, but I've said my comments that I don't want to say. It is very sad for you to now bring a tribunal to go and screen a former vice president who has run with you for 3 years without running away from you. The onus lies with Raila. Whichever the heart, where the heart goes, let Raila take a stand and announce, kama jina umana jiumani. But for me, if you are to ask me, not official, I would say I don't know. It's very complex. It's becoming even more complicated. I would say I don't know. Because I don't think Kalonzo is going for the interview anyway.
Yeah, and that is the feeling of many Kenyans who feel, even those who don't support Azimio, they feel Kalonzo is beyond that, is beyond being subjected to that, to that process.
But it will be it is the party discipline that now we have signed the agreement. You have to go through it, but it is very difficult, Miriam, very, very difficult to...
So that is in Azimio. And in Kenya Kwanza, a struggle has rocked Deputy President William Ruto's team over the scramble for the running mate that could explode ahead of the May 16th deadline. The Star has established the bigwigs around Ruto are embroiled in a bitter regional and personal jousting that risks causing bitter rifts. ANC leader Musalia Mudavadi and his lieutenants have insisted that they will not accept Mathira, Member of Parliament, Rigathi Gachagua as the Kenya Kwanza second in command, and confident of Mudavadi said they have no problem with Ruto picking a running mate from Mount Kenya, but that person must not be Gachagua. That is Mudavadi and ANC party, they're giving conditions.
Well, Gachagua cancel him out. He is not worth the slot of a deputy president. So the Mudavadi is on that one, they are right. But equally now, even if you tell Kalonzo to leave Wiper, remove Wiper from Azimio, he cannot be given the slot of a deputy president. So the best is to stick there, even if they don't give him. He remains working until they change the things after elections. Yeah, so for me, it is just as you summarized it in the opening remarks, hogwash, is it? Oh, that's it. There's something which is not, there's something that I have failed to trace my mind on. But it will be seen by tomorrow or the other day coming. Thank you very much.
All right, and just before we conclude, Musalia's team also insisted that should ODM leader Raila Odinga retain Wiper boss Kalonzo Musyoka as his deputy, then Ruto should name him as running mate. So Musalia is just waiting to see who Raila will name as his deputy. So if he decides to choose Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka, then Mudavadi feels that he should also be given that position in Kenya Kwanza Alliance. They call this a formula that will give Ruto an advantage in both Western and in Mount Kenya. So their maths is dependent on the other side. That's very interesting arithmetic.
It is, Miriam, it is very, very interesting, and I believe one day we shall be able to see the days are ticking slowly. But above all, as you said, there are no elections here. I don't see elections coming here. I'm sorry.
All right.
There's a lot. There's a lot of confusion. And this confusion can bring to a lot of crisis, chaos at the end of the tail end of these elections. I'm a very worried person. Thank you.
Okay, and that is how the shortest show you've probably had in a while now. Thank you so much for watching. That was my opinion. And we will see you later. We will resume our programming because we've still been on Kenya. Kenyans were given a very lengthy holiday, about 5 days. And so we'll resume normal programming tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. Dr. Matsanga, thank you. Gladwell, thank you. Daniel Wesonga, and Javan, who also joined us in our earlier show. My name is Miriam Ogutu. Bye-bye for now.